Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Studio 21. I'm your host, Angelina.
And I'm Emily. Today we have in store for you some news about Andrew Tate, info on the latest Dungeons and Dragons movie, a great local find in the Pearl we would like to share with you, and we are joined today by special guest Dylan Lee. So stay tuned.
Hello again. It's Angelina and Emily here to tell you some new celebrity gossip. What do you have for us today, Emily?
Our first story is a pretty silly one. It centers the ever controversial Gwyneth Paltrow in a new and interesting situation.
Is it something with that, Gup?
Oh, I think you mean Goop, her very strange lifestyle brand. While that is definitely a noteworthy aspect of her life, this actually has nothing to do with that.
Okay, so what is it then?
In 2016, while on a skiing trip in Utah, Paltrow had a collision with another skier on the slope who ended up suing Paltrow for the incident.
Jeez, imagine getting knocked out while skiing and then just seeing Gwyneth Paltrow next to you. That's terrifying.
I mean, if I had the chance, I would sue her too. She's got a lot of stuff and she doesn't need all of it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm very much on the other person's side of this conflict.
Well, then I do have some bad news for you, because he did end up losing the trial and he had to pay Paltrow a symbolic $1 as decided by a jury.
$1? That is so bizarre.
Well, Paltrow asked to be awarded no more than that amount of money because she wanted to prove that this is not a matter of money for her.
I bet she felt really satisfied with that one.
I'm sure she did. As she left the courtroom, she turned to the person she hit all those years ago and simply said, "I wish you well."
Ugh, that is like some super villain behavior.
Oh, for sure. That would have sent a shiver down my spine for sure. What do you have for us today, Angelina?
Well, unfortunately, my story is a little more serious than that one. It centers Andrew Tate, who prides himself as an influencer bringing back real men and shaming women for just about anything.
Oh, I hate that man.
Yeah, most people do. He has been in jail in Romania for the past 3 months on suspicion of human trafficking. However, he was recently moved to house arrest along with his brother, Tristan Tate.
So, what?
Well, they were being held in prison awaiting trial for the charges. Tate's lawyer argued that detaining them in prison awaiting trial was excessively severe.
Interesting. I feel like maybe they got some special treatment on that one.
Oh, for sure. And the worst part is that they can now post on social media again.
I bet they come out strong with that.
Oh, they sure have. Andrew Tate posted a video displaying how he walked around his jail cell and mentioned how the isolation led him to, quote, real thoughts and real plans. Whereas his brother Tristan Tate posted about how he missed his alligator skin shoes.
Oh, well, that's just so expected, isn't it?
It certainly is. But that is all we have for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you well.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Angelina. We'll see you next week. But for now, please enjoy our music video of the week, IDC, Ask Me If I Care, by Kirsty Long Ryan Folise. Hi, welcome back to Studio 21. I'm here with Dylan Lee. Dylan, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, hi. So I'm Dylan. I am a freshman at Trinity and also a singer-songwriter, and I do a lot of gigs in the area, and I'm from the Fort Worth area.
And what is your major here at Trinity?
My major is marketing with a minor in theater.
Okay, awesome. Well, we're super excited to have you on today. We did actually have you on the show last semester, so we'd like to know what you've been up to since then. What's been going on for you?
Yeah, so I've been up to a bit. I've been trying to write one song every week, which I haven't really exactly been doing, but I'm trying. And I recently finished a song for an upcoming short film a student at Trinity is producing, which I'm so excited for that to come out and to hear it because I haven't done anything like that before. And yeah, just staying busy with gigs and schoolwork. But
wow, that is super exciting. Congrats on the short film premiere.
Yeah, thanks.
My next question, you've been playing at a lot of venues recently. So what has been your favorite so far?
Oh my gosh. This is hard. It depends on, because each venue has their own little things that I love about it. But recently I played at this venue in San Antonio called The Divide. It's a little bit of a drive from Trinity, but it's so beautiful and they have such a nice stage. And I remember when I first performed there, there's just a whole bunch of chickens and baby goats just walking around. And one goat was like on stage with me. And it was like literally the coolest thing ever. So right now I would have to say The Divide, but we'll see.
Wow, that is super cool. Okay. Do you have, I mean, that's a story in and of itself, but do you have any like funny or interesting stories from any shows recently?
I guess that was definitely on the top of my list. I remember coming in and it was they hadn't opened yet, but I was coming in early to set up. So literally the only thing that was there to greet me were the chickens. And I was like, where do I set up? And so it was really funny, but yeah, maybe The Divide.
Okay, nice. So you said that you've been trying to work on putting out a lot more music lately, writing one song a week. So in order to get any like inspiration, are there any songs or albums that you've been playing on repeat recently?
Yes, always. I recently have been really into the Daisy Jones and the Six album/series. I just finished the series last week and have literally been listening to the album on repeat since then. And even one of my songs that I wrote that I'll be performing today, it's called Let's Play Pretend. I was inspired by one of the two love interests in the play, or not the play, the series, but their album is so good. I would definitely recommend listening to it if you haven't already.
I'll have to check it out, yeah. Well, I just have one last question for you. So tell us about any upcoming gigs or shows that we need to know about.
Yes, so April 14th, I will be performing an opening at Care to You Fest here at Trinity. And I'm so excited. You have been doing such a great job hosting it and everything.
Thank you.
But yes, there's several other bands playing. There's Collective Dreams, Retro Cowgirl, and NASA Country.
Yes.
Perfect. Then there's going to be so much cool stuff to do and so many cool people playing. And I'm so excited just to be there to watch, let alone sing. So, so excited for that.
We're super excited to have you there. And we're excited to see your performance here. So thank you so much for joining us for the interview. Before the performance, we are going to take a look at this Asian fusion restaurant located in the historic Pearl.
Hi, I'm Kate, and today I'm here with Chef Geronimo Lopez from Botica at the Pearl in San Antonio. And Geronimo is from Caracas, Venezuela, and has over 20 years of culinary experience. He has lived and cooked around the world, so his background in culinary arts is very extensive. And this restaurant is primarily Latin Asian influenced and was named the People's Choice for Best Restaurant at Pearl by the San Antonio Express News. And when was that?
2018 and 19.
Awesome. 2 years in a row. That's great. Okay, so now on to some questions. Where is your favorite location in the world that you've lived and cooked? Like favorite place to cook?
You know,
learn about the cuisine.
I think that there's several of them, and what makes it distinctive is that there are very unique locations with a large array of great produce and unique producers. So Hawaii, definitely. Croatia has an immense culture of cooking, and everybody grows something, and it's a very rich and green land. And for that regard, San Antonio has more or less the same thing. You know, we have so many local producers, from honey to beef, obviously because it's Texas, right? And then all the array of beautiful stuff that comes from Mexico, which is right here.
Great.
So yeah,
Love
all
it.
of those go into that one.
Okay, and what is your favorite cuisine to eat?
My favorite cuisine to eat, obviously, is Venezuelan. You know, given that I am from Venezuela.
Okay.
But Venezuelan cuisine is also a melting pot of many cultures. So there's Arab, there's Spaniard, there's Italian in what I call Venezuelan cuisine.
Would you say traveling around the world and living around the world is kind of the main inspiration behind your menu, or what is the main inspiration?
Yeah, you know, when I was a young chef, I wanted to travel. That was my main goal. So with the travel came the inspiration, because I started seeing the cross lines between Asia and South America, you know, and the produce that we use, like mango, plantains, chilies, fresh fruit and produce. So when I started seeing those same patterns, it occurred to me that, you know, we are kind of all the same people. We just treat things in a different way.
Love that. Okay, awesome. And then which menu item, I know this is a hard question, but which would you say right now is your favorite?
You know, it has to be the short rib noodles. And the reason behind that is because it's a dish that's been here since the beginning. It's a public favorite, but it also encompasses all the stuff that Botica is, you know. It's a braise that comes from Venezuela with cane sugar and soy sauce, and it's very rich and dark. And then that sweet sauce is combined with some spicy, zesty sauteed noodles. So
Delicious.
it's the one thing that kind of characterizes
Lots
my
of
cuisine.
flavors. Yeah,
Mhm.
awesome. And then what do you like most about your job?
You know, the fact that is well. First of all, I never wanted to have a 9 to 5 job, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. You know, the idea to work with people
Okay.
and the hospitality industry is a very rough industry, but at the same time, it's very rewarding and it's an immediate reward. Same as it is also an immediate pain when things don't go
Yeah.
well. But there's a lot of reward, you know, and the fact that you get appreciated by your peers, by the public in general,
Yeah.
always makes it like when you're an artist and you finish the play in the theater and people applaud. That's what we live for, right? So there is that. That's what makes it so special.
Awesome. Okay, and then last question. Where do you see the future of your business going? Are you very happy with where you're at? I mean, you've made some really awesome success.
Well, you know, I think we're going to be here for a while.
Okay.
I really hope that the Pearl, as you can see, is ever growing.
Yep.
I've been here for almost 12 years now
Wow.
at the Pearl between the CIA and Botica now. And I just see it growing, and I'm very happy that I'm part of this. And as you can see, I'm right smack in the
Yeah,
center of
you're
it.
a great spot.
So I changed a lot my idea. I wanted to expand. If you would have asked me before the pandemic, I wanted to
Okay.
expand the business. Right now, I'm very happy when I'm at. I'm
Awesome.
just focusing on cooking and making this place the best that it can be.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Release Date. My name is Daphne Tet.
And I'm Zane Clow.
First, we start with some gaming news. I know that the Nintendo Sphere has been abuzz about the gameplay trailer for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom that came a few days ago, but I'd like to share one last bit of Breath of the Wild content before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. A YouTuber named Point Crow is releasing his multiplayer mod for Breath of the Wild to the public today on April 4th.
This mod was made by developers Alex Mangue, Sweet, and Ardoc, and has appeared in Point Crow's videos as far back as July 2022. In this mod, up to 4 people can play as Link at the same time. Will you team up to beat Ganondorf, or will you try to focus on killing each other instead? Or will you use it to play hide and seek? The possibilities are endless.
I'm personally not the biggest Zelda fan, but I do know that taking a game that's supposed to be single player and making a multiplayer is always funny. For one thing, you can see what sort of hilarious hijinks people can get into when they're given the ability to slap their friends in a video game. It's why co-op platformers never seem to work, because the players always get caught up in hitting each other instead of completing the objective, but I digress. It's also kind of funny to see how adding these mods breaks the game, because when a fan tries to navigate the code of a game, there's a non-zero chance that things go completely and hilariously wrong.
Well, I've never been brave enough to try and mod multiplayer into any single-player game I own. I've had friends who have tried it with mixed results, generally trending on the side of not working especially well. I'm glad this mod exists for those who want it, but I doubt it's something that I'm going to try. I'm not the biggest fan of modding games in general and think they should be played the way that the developers intended, unless modding is something encouraged by the devs. But like I said, if this is something that you want to try, I'm glad you can. Here's hoping that it works well.
This mod is available to download on Point Crow's Discord and is absolutely free as long as you already have a copy of Breath of the Wild.
Next, we have the recently released fantasy comedy epic Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
This movie released this past Friday, March 31st, with Chris Pine in the leading role as the cunning Edgin Darvis, Michelle Rodriguez as the powerful warrior Holga Kilgore, Justice Smith as the not-so-powerful wizard Simon Aumar, and Sophia Lillis as the quick-witted druid Doric. This movie is based on the Dungeons & Dragons brand of tabletop fantasy role-playing games. The film follows Edgin, his party, and those they meet on their journey as they try to make their biggest heist yet, and rescue Edgin's daughter from captivity.
This movie is fine. Acting, writing, humor, CGI, camera work, everything's just fine. There's no one aspect of this movie that I thought was terrible, but there also weren't any that I thought were sincerely great. The acting is just serviceable for the most part, with Chris Pine definitely being the best of the bunch. The plot is very basic and predictable, but safe as not to be offensively bad. The movie can be a little funny at points, but never as much as it seems to think it is. Some of the CGI can be a little questionable, but it's not so bad so frequently as to be a major detractor from the film. Some of the camera work is a little weird, like how it rotates 180 degrees a few times to go upside down because they thought it looked cool, I guess. I don't know, it just made me a bit nauseous. I don't think that most of the characters, I think that most of the characters are charming, but not all of them receive equal attention. Dork especially gets very little time to shine, even less so than some of the minor characters that the group encounters. The best thing I can say about this movie is that it wasn't the soulless corporate cash grab on a recognizable brand that I thought it would be. It really does have heart, though that's about all it's got.
When I first heard about this movie, I was skeptical about it because in D&D, the experience varies with each campaign and each party. So you can't really encapsulate all of D&D in a single movie, but the movie looks like it does a good job of capturing the essence of a campaign. More specifically, one where the DM is trying to be serious, but the players have different ideas. The trailer definitely gave me a few laughs, especially with the part where they're like, don't activate the mechanism, and then the guy accidentally activates the mechanism. That definitely feels like something that would happen in a typical session. Also, as a member of Trinity ND, I can tell you that this movie gets the seal of approval from the official Dungeons & Dragons Club at Trinity University. It was the topic of conversation in the GroupMe a few days ago. One person mentioned that they saw it hoping they could hate on it because they're a contrarian and wound up loving it. If actual D&D players like it, so will you.
Check this out if you want a pretty fun movie to kill a couple hours with. That's all for release date. I'm Zane.
And I'm Daphne. Now here's a performance from Dylan Lee.
And now, please welcome Dylan Lee performing You Said. Take it away, Dylan.
Thank you.
You said you loved me, then you let me go. You said you'd always stay. You said you love me more than anything in this world, and then you walked away. You said everything, but here we are right now. You said only me, but I'm alone again. That's what you said. Remember when you said don't worry about her? Well, you were wrong. I hope you take her to your special place, then she'll really belong. You said everything, but here we are right now. You said only me, but I'm alone again. That's what you said. I was right, you were wrong. You said you loved me from time to time, but now our time is out. 'Cause you won't hurt me anymore. You said everything, but here we are right now. You said only me, but I'm alone again. You said everything, but here we are right now. You said only me, but I'm alone again. That's what you said. I'm not a fan of wasting time that I could have spent reading or being. Instead, I wasted all my dimes and my attention 'cause you're too deceiving. It's relieving to be on my own without your constant pretending you're the ghost. I should have known when you couldn't share the aux that you were self-centered. You always felt better when you made all the decisions and I didn't speak back. How I regret that, 'cause I betrayed myself by letting you walk all over me. And I tried to be nice 'cause I didn't want you to be angry. But now I sit here and I know that I am better off alone, 'cause you were never good at being my friend. You're only good at getting high and barely getting by and drinking with your buds past it. Oh, but what I'll miss the most is pretending you're the ghost. And now I sit here and I know that I am better off alone, 'cause you were never good at being my friend. You're only good at getting high and barely getting by and drinking with your buds past 10. And you're so good at clipping wings that were always meant to fly and acting like the nice, nice guy. And you're so good at breaking hearts and leading poor girls on and acting like it's their own fault. Oh, but what I'll miss the most is pretending you're the goat. Tough fights, rough nights, we're so different yet so alike. Passion, hatred, do we even know the difference? 'Cause I burn for you, you burn for me, but this is not a fantasy. I try for you, you try for me, but this is our reality. So let's play pretend, 'cause we don't want this to end. Let's play pretend, 'cause we can't just be friends. We're sober and we're older and we're making it work. So let's play pretend so we can make it to the end. Toxic habits, can the chemistry outweigh the hurt? Too many factors saying to leave one another. But babe, I burn for you, you burn for me, but this is not a fantasy. I try for you, you try for me, but this is our reality. So let's play pretend, 'cause we don't want this to end. Let's play pretend, 'cause we can't this to end. Let's play pretend, 'cause we can't just be friends. We're sober and we're older and we're making it work. So let's play pretend so we can make it to the end. Let's play pretend so we can make it to the end. Let's play pretend so we can make it to the end.
That was so amazing, Dylan. Thank you so much. And thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week.